Mike, I'm sorry. The Committee of the Whole meeting for July 10th, 2025 will now come to order. The invocation will be led by School Board Member Emily Soule, and the Pledge of Allegiance will be led by School Board Member Mark Blue.
Let's pray. Gracious God, thank you for bringing us together to serve our schools and community. Grant us wisdom, unity, and a spirit of service in all we do tonight. We lift up those affected by the recent floods in Texas. Bring them comfort, strength, and help in their time of need. Bless this meeting and guide us. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Madam Secretary? Well,
Okay, hold it.
we'll wait and let her call the roll.
Oh, there she goes.
Just throw all the water. Just throw them.
Going fine?
Excuse me.
Nathan. Yeah, I got one. You don't have to do nothing, right?
Now we can call the roll. We did already.
District 4, President Stewart.
Present.
District 7, Vice President Gode.
Here.
District 1, Mr. Blue.
Here.
District 2, Mr. Lannis.
Present.
District 3, Ms. Powell Lewis. District 5, Mr. Lewis.
Present.
District 6, Mr. Russ.
Present.
District 8, Ms. Soule.
Present.
District 9, Mr. Martin. We have a quorum.
Thank you. First item is item B1 for information only, the Fiscal Transparency Report. Do any board members have any comments related to the Fiscal Transparency Report? Seeing none, next we'll go to item C1, School Presentation, Cedar Crest Elementary.
Good afternoon, board members, and tonight we're going to be hearing from Ms. Thomas, who's doing a phenomenal job at Cedar Crest. So come on down. The price is right for you, and we want to hear for all the wonderful things you're going. I visited her school one day just to say hello, and she put me on the spot to have me teaching and talking to the kids, and then so I won't be back anytime soon. You work me real hard, but we thank you so much for what you do. Is the mic on?
Let's see. Yes, okay. There we go. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for having me. I am Sharon Thomas, and I have the honor of being the principal of Cedar Crest Southmore. And so I would like to share with you our journey of growth and how our school is working to grow all of our boys and girls that we have the responsibility to educate. Cedar Crest has an enrollment of 658 students, and we serve grades pre-K through 5th grade. Our special programs are Gifted Resource, which is a pull-out model. Those students are in a regular education classroom. And then we have a robust English language learner program for our English language learners. 92% of our boys and girls are economically disadvantaged, with 53% being African American, 38.1% are Hispanic, 11% are in ESS, and 32% are English language learners. Our pre-kindergarten program, a shout out to them. We have 3 pre-K classes. We have been labeled a school of excellence for the last 3 years. We have a year that is not on there, and we are very proud of that. We are one of several schools in EBR who has that rating. Our teachers work very hard to make sure that our boys and girls have everything that they need. And this is our school performance score. So what you will see here on this chart is you will see how we are working to grow our boys and girls. In white, those are the years that I was not at Cedar Crest, and yellow reflects the time that I have been there. And so as far back as 2022, we grew to a 61.5 from a 59.2, and we are continuing to grow. Last year, we grew 7 points, and we are waiting on our SPS score to show how much we have grown this year. Our assessment index, we need to continue to do some work in there, but we are seeing some growth, a lot of growth, as well as our progress index, where we moved up from a B back to our A status. This year, from the release data that the state has put out, we have grown our students in the Mastery and Advanced category in ELA, Math, and Science. We went from 20% of our students are Mastery and Advanced to 24% of our students, which is a 4% growth. Our ELT data, which counts 6 times in our SPS score, we grew 10 points in the 23-24 school year, and we are pending our score for this year. In 23-24, we were one of the top performers in East Baton Rouge Parish with number 4 in growth amongst elementary schools and number 5 amongst elementary, middle, and high schools. So we're very proud of that. Assessment data from DIBELS. So at the beginning of the school year in kindergarten through 3rd grade, 34% of our students were benchmark and above. In the middle of the year, 47% were benchmark and above. And at the end of the school year, 61% of our students were benchmark and above. And that was 411 boys and girls taking DIBELS at the end of the year. What do I think is contributing to our success? We do have a 97% retention rate with teachers. I only had to replace one teacher, and she just decided to be a stay-at-home mom. So I'm very proud of that. It does make a difference when the children get to see the same teachers every year. It helps with training, and it also helps with the culture of the school. So those are things that I am extremely proud of. Cedar Crest is a fantastic school. If you have not been there, I encourage you to stop by and see us. All of the children know where we are, but most adults, they don't have a clue where Cedar Crest is. We're tucked off in the neighborhood, and we work hard every day. If you come by, just like Mr. Cole, we will put you in a classroom. Thank you. That's it.
Don't go anywhere, Ms. Thomas, in case anybody has a question. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Ballou. Ms. Thomas?
Ms. Thomas, don't go anywhere. Come on back to the mic.
Now, don't get off that easy. Come on. Mr. Ballou.
You talked about is it the ELFT score?
Yes,
Could you
sir.
explain that a little? I'm not familiar with that score.
Yes, so all of our English language learners, they have to take an assessment in February. It doesn't matter how long they've been in the country, they have to take a test on reading, writing, and speaking and listening. And those boys and girls, if they were just arrived in the country or they've been in the country all their life, they have to take that assessment. They have to take it until they pass it. And so we do have EL teachers. The district provided us with EL teachers who do pullouts with those boys and girls to help them with their reading, speaking, listening, to teach them English.
All right. And what percentage of your students are English language?
33%.
33. Wow.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Principal Thomas. You guys are doing a wonderful job, and please congratulate your staff
I will.
and yourself for keeping the staff. You know, one of the key indicators to me about a school on the way to success is the retention of the teachers.
Yes, sir.
Because that means they're getting the leadership and encouragement and support that they need. So thank you very much for your efforts.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Thomas. And I just wanted to inform the board, I did send you some communication letter. You know, test scores have been released. Some of those scores are still embargoed. We are planning to have a very robust presentation done by Chief Edwards and Chief Okonski at our committee of the whole in August, once we are clear all of the test data has been released. And we want to make sure we have a very robust conversation around all of the test information, including the Dibbles information, which end of the year information is still embargoed. And so we want to do all of that at one time and make sure we have an opportunity to have a conversation around our assessment scores from the 25 testing cycle. And so we'll be prepared to do that at our committee of the whole in August, and then continue the conversation at the regular board meeting in August as we begin our school year. But in addition to that, I put at your table an update on our realignment effort, and the update is public on our website. Mr. Gilbert is going to bring up the actual, let's move with a purpose now. We're going to bring up the actual dashboard just so the public can make sure they see it and be prepared to review it. But the alignment update on our efforts are there. We're going to be prepared on August 7th. As Mr. Gilbert, would you like to give us about a 90-second update?
Sure. I'll just take 70 seconds. To the board, to the superintendent of schools, just quickly, I want to just talk about our master action tracker. We have been meeting on a cadence on Monday and Thursday cadence where we have been talking with our senior leaders, also our department heads and our school leaders to make sure that we are where we need to be when it comes to realignment efforts. Right now, if you're looking at the project tracker, when you see the blue, we're at 72%. That means that those items we are on target to be done on time. Those in green mean that we've been completed. Those have been completed. So right now, we are currently sitting just around 95% on target. So, and that's as a result of the collaborative effort of the school leaders, district leaders, and all of the teachers that have helped us to get there. From a move perspective, 23 moves, 18 have been made. We're currently at 78% complete. We have 5 more moves that need to be made. They'll be made next week. So as of the end of next week, we will be completely done with all of the moves assigned to realignment. From a summer cleaning perspective, because now we're beginning to pivot and look ahead. So now it's about summer cleaning. So right now we have approximately 30 schools that are 100% complete. We have another 25 schools that are over 60% complete with summer cleaning. So right now we're beginning to look over because it's about the first day of school experience. Moves are made, summer cleaning is in progress. We have summer projects. Right now we're managing well over 350 summer projects. 36% of those are realignment based. They'll be complete by July the 24th. To end it, it's about the schools and making sure that that first day of experience, those principals are looking for the air conditioners need to be working, the restrooms need to be flushing, the floors need to be shined, the lighting needs to be right. We have a strict emphasis on what are those 8 or 9 things that we need to make sure that we're on target with. So right now, the facilities department, we're walking the schools, 10% of the schools walking to make sure that when it's time to go into the schools for that first day experience, these schools are ready to go. You should have that executive summary that has been printed out for you all, but right now, April the 28th, you ratified and approved it. The superintendent came and said we'll be done. August the 7th, we'll be ready to go for first day school experience. That completes my report.
Thank you. There are a few questions or comments. Board Member Lannis.
First off, I never heard KC talk that fast. He got straight to the point. I appreciate it, my guy. I didn't have any actual comments. I just wanted to ask if yourself or members of the administration can join me in planning a quick community town hall at Glen Oaks High. I promised a lot of the constituency over there that we would talk about a lot of the changes that we're going to roll out, because a lot of them said that they would feel more better or more complete. I mean, not completed. Or they would feel better knowing that we came to them and had the conversation beforehand. So just wanted to see you all can give me the time, the date. We could do it inside of the auditorium, but I just want to be able to go before them before school starts back and have a discussion.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, Board President Stewart.
Thank you, Mr. Casey. And this question may not be for Casey, and it may be for our superintendent. I do appreciate all the hard work and the efforts that you guys are doing to get everything started for the beginning of the school. My question aligns with how are we with the staffing of the teachers? As far as with my 2 staff per classroom, how are we going with that? Is anybody?
Interesting question. Dr. Smothers
Come on, Dr. Smothers.
can talk about that.
Good evening, everyone. I'm definitely excited to talk about staffing today as it pertains to, and we have an overall view, of course, of staffing across the district. Our Southeast region currently has 8 vacancies, so we're doing really good in that area. Overall, we have in Highland Old South 26 vacancies, and Broadmoor Sherwood 44 vacancies. And of course, in the north and the mid cities where we have an uptick in vacancies, but we of course monitoring throughout. So with that, just to stay in alignment with the realignment process, we currently have in Capital Elementary School in the north, we have about 20 vacancies there. So we are approaching specifically on or about I think more like a 70-80% staffed, percentage. That feels good right now. It's looking good right now. We're right now 29 days prior to the first day of school. So we're excited about that. When we look at our foundational learning centers, Marydale Elementary School, we have 4 vacancies, which brings us to 93% staffed at the Marydale Elementary School, as well Claiborne Elementary School. We started last week. It was kind of testy. We had about 30 vacancies there. We've closed the gap. It's about 16 now. We're feeling really good about that space, bringing us to about 75% staffed. So overall, when we look at those realignment areas specifically, we're closing the gap. We're moving in a good, in a good space on that. Overall, no particular concerns outside of maybe our high schools that we're still ticking on. And so we're going to continue to move in that direction. We have a job fair, a midsummer job fair next week. We are excited about that. We hope to bring in some more potential prospective employees at that time. Any specific schools that you're interested in, please feel free to reach out.
No, ma'am. Thank you. I appreciate that. I just wanted to update and to let everybody know that where we are with the staffing and how the alignment is coming along with facilities and staffing. So I do appreciate all the hard work and efforts that you guys are doing.
Thank you.
So much.
Appreciate
And let me
that.
make mention of this in our meeting this morning. When we talk about vacancies, oftentimes when we share this information with the public and you hear that there are 4 vacancies, 8 vacancies, we assume those are classroom vacancies. All of those vacancies are not classroom
Right.
vacancies. Some of those are office vacancies, clerk, leadership vacancies, paraprofessional
Paraprofessionals.
vacancies, and things of that nature. So those are not teacher vacancies. We weren't prepared to provide this report tonight. However,
Thank you.
we can provide a more thorough report for vacancies at our next meeting if the board wishes. So in other words, Dr. Smothers, be prepared to provide a very thorough report at
Yes.
the next meeting
Very
around
good.
vacancies
I will.
relative to realignment, but overall district. So we talked about that. We have to be clear, not all of those vacancies are teacher vacancies.
That's true.
But in addition to that, the surrounding parishes, as you all may have seen in the news 3 weeks ago, made an effort to do something in terms of raises for their teachers, whether it be stipend or an overall raise. And so we've seen some teachers resign in the last few weeks and go to neighboring parishes as a result of that. So myself, Chief Lopez, and Deputy Smith have been doing a lot of discussion about what the possibilities are to do something for our teachers and staff this year. So I will be reaching out to board members to have one-on-one conversations about those possibilities because we have to stay competitive. We have to stay competitive, particularly when all of the surrounding parishes are doing everything they can to compete with us. We have to remain competitive in what we do. So I just wanted to make mention of that. Thank you, Dr.
Yes, you're
Smothers.
welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Mr. Gilbert.
Thank you. Next, Board Member Lewis.
Mr. KC, back to school emphasis,
Yes, sir.
top 8 focus areas.
Yes, sir.
I noticed HVAC leads off the list. I was at one of the schools in my district, Capital High. Should I call it Capital High or Capital Middle High?
It's capital.
Middle high, high middle, I want to call it. I was walking down that west wing
Okay.
that runs down by the gym, and they were having these issues there last year. The rest of the building was comfortable and cool. That hallway is still not cooling.
The West Hallway?
Yeah, you know that leads all the way down to the carpool line?
Yes, sir.
That runs down to the gym?
Yes, sir.
I know there were some issues last year with that HVAC on that side.
We will address, we will abate.
Sir?
We will address it, we will abate it, we will get it done, we'll get it taken care
Okay,
of.
I was just wondering if, that's, since HVAC is there.
Yes, sir.
And that's really the only question I had. I was there today, and that hallway is hot.
Okay.
Okay.
So I appreciate the call out. I'll make sure that we work with our contractor there and our team and make sure we get that abated, okay?
Okay, thanks, sir.
Yes, sir, I'll follow up with you on that.
Yes, Board Member Sule.
Thanks. I just wanted to say, Dr. Smothers, that was super impressive that you just came up like that with those things. I am so grateful. And what it shows me is that you are on top of making sure we get those vacancies filled. And I just really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. And then also, can I call you Dr. Gilbert? It seems.
Mr. Gilbert is good.
No, doctor. I want to go with Dr. Gilbert. I have so enjoyed the transparency of that website and to be able to see what's happening at all times with all of the realignment and what's happening. And so I know that there's a whole team of people working on that, Amy and Dr. Gilbert, and I just really appreciate it. I appreciate to be able to just see it and know what's happening. And I know that takes extra effort on top of the work actually getting done. And so I just want to tell you how much I appreciate your hard work this summer. I know that we put a lot of things on you guys. So thank you for rising to the occasion and getting it done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And next, I'm on the list here. I took a tour of a bunch of the schools in my area, and it was amazing to see the beehive of activity going on, not only by our employees, but the HES employees doing all the cleanings and all that sort of stuff. It was very impressive to see everything happening. My only question is, where do we stand with the move to BRC VPA? Because at McKinley, the gym and everything's to the ceiling just about with all of the stuff that needs to move to that new school. When do we anticipate that new school being released to us and that move-in can start?
So that movement will start within the next 2 weeks. It's in the executive summary. We're on target with that. We're meeting with that school leadership team, ourselves, CSRS, Dr. Moore, and the team. So we're making sure that we're staying in lockstep to make sure that, again, they're able to get their things out to where McKinley can get their things in, but they'll be in that. We'll start that process within the next couple of weeks.
And the contractors will be able to have the building ready for us to occupy?
Yes, sir, absolutely.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Superintendent Cole, is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, just want to thank the team for working diligently to get the work done. No excuses, no explanation, no platitudes. Just get the work done. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next, we move to item D1, Louisiana Compliance Questionnaire. Consideration of a request for the approval of the Louisiana Compliance Questionnaire as required for the 2024-2025 financial audit of the East Baton Rouge Parish School System. I have no public comment cards and I have no online comments. Are there any comments on this item from the board? Seeing none, may I have a motion? Motion to approve by Mr. Rust. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Lannis. Any other comments? Madam Secretary, would you please conduct the vote?
Please vote. Wait, what happened? Motion carries.
Thank you. We now move to item D2, Grants Early Childhood. Consideration of request for the approval. That is not me. Is that on my, that's on my computer.
This computer. Oh, that's the music for when it start the meeting.
Got it. Hey, I thought we were getting ready to do a break dance here or something.
Look, and I'm all trying to.
Okay. Item D2, grants, early childhood. Consideration of request for the approval of the following 2025-2026 early childhood grants. A, CQP card, LA4, in the amount of $7,705,980 for high-quality pre-K instruction. B, Community Network Lead Agency grant in the amount of $371,831 to support the EBR Early Childhood Community Network. C, Ready Start Network grant in the amount of $100,000 for the Ready Start initiative. And D, Early Childhood Education Fund grant in the amount of $41,126 to provide tuition assistance for birth through 3. Again, I have no comments from the audience and no online comments. Do we have any questions or considerations from the board? Board Member Lewis.
That was an accident, Mike. I didn't mean to tap that.
Do I have seeing no other comments, do I have a motion to approve? Approved by Mr. Lewis, second by Mr. Lannis. See, you wanted to get in the queue, you just didn't know it yet. Seeing no other comments, Madam Secretary, would you please conduct a vote?
Please vote.
Ms. Powell Lewis, were you able to log in? Okay.
Wait, I know, because I didn't,
We'll try again.
I know,
I think I hit the button too fast. So can we just do a roll call on that one, because I don't know
because
why.
it just didn't let me.
Okay. We'll do a roll call.
Mr. Blue,
Yes.
Mr. Lannis,
Yay.
Ms. Lewis,
Yes.
President Stewart,
Yes.
Mr. Lewis,
Yes.
Mr. Russ,
Yay.
Vice President Gode,
Yes.
Ms. Sule,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you. We now move to item D3, Memorandum of Understanding, Early Childhood. Consideration of request for the approval of a Memorandum of Understanding between the East Baton Rouge Parish School Board and the following. Greater Baton Rouge Academy in the amount of $83,700. Kiddoscope in the amount of $55,800. Young Scholars Academy in the amount of $78,120. Little Dreamers Christian Academy in the amount of $111,600. Just Us Child Care of Baton Rouge in the amount of $111,600. God's Little Angels Child Care Development Center in the amount of $55,800. Impact Charter School in the amount of $111,600 to expand early childhood seats funding source Cecil J. Picard LA4 grant. Again, I see no comments from the audience or online. Do any board members have any wish for comments or further information? Seeing none, may I have a motion? Motion by Mr. Rust. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Lewis. Seeing no further comments, Madam Secretary, would you please conduct a vote?
Please vote. The motion carries.
Thank you. Next, item D4, Memorandum of Understanding, Junior Achievement. Consideration of request for the approval of a Memorandum of Understanding between the East Baton Rouge Parish School Board and Junior Achievement of Baton Rouge in the amount of $120,000 to provide support services for students. Funding source, Title IV. Again, no comments from the audience. None online. And no board members wish to speak, so do I have a motion to approve? Approved by Mr. Russ, a second by Ms. Sule. I'll catch you next time, Board Member Lewis. Madam Secretary, would you please conduct the vote?
Please vote. Motion carries.
Thank you. Next, item D5, Memorandum of Understanding, Dual Enrollment. Consideration of request for the approval of the Memorandum of Understanding between the East Baton Rouge Parish School Board and the following. A, Baton Rouge Community College to provide dual enrollment courses and technical coursework as a renewal of the existing early college academy agreement for the 25-26 school year. B, Louisiana State University to provide dual enrollment courses for the 2025-2026 school year. C, Southern University to provide dual enrollment courses for the 2025-2026 school year. And D, Southeastern University to provide dual enrollment courses for the 2025-2026 school year. Funding source, general fund. Again, I have no comments online. Any comments from the board? Board Member Lewis.
I'd like to echo something that Mr. Gode said a couple weeks ago. When we first started talking about the dual enrollment, there was a lot of questions, and I had a number of those questions. It has turned out to be something great for our kids, and I think the track that we're on now, the things that we're doing in our schools now, this program will show tremendous gains over the next 3 to 4 years. I honestly believe that, and I'm so glad that we kept this program. There could have very well easily lost it. I'm glad we kept it.
Thank you, Board Member Lewis. And I will jump in the clue because I got to do a shout out to Board Member Lannis. Glen Oaks, if you remember, was the pilot program on this. And I think if I have my numbers right, when I saw the graduating class at Glen Oaks in May had 18 students that got associate degrees. I couldn't think of the term, associate's degrees of that. So it shows that, you know, I always call it the tyranny of low expectations. As we give students the chance to succeed and excel, they step up to the plate. So I echo the comments from Mr. Lewis.
I got a little presentation if you want.
Oh, please.
Waiting for the presentation to come up.
You want to tell us who you are?
Yes, sir. Hello. President Stewart, Vice President Gode, Superintendent Cole, and esteemed board members, my name is Stacy Dupre. I'm the Chief Officer of Support and Special Projects. I will be presenting today on the Early College and Dual Enrollment Program with Ms. Beverly Tate, who's the Administrative Director of Counseling. So the first set of numbers I want to go through is our successes for the 24-25 school year. In the fall of 2024, we had 1,282 students complete a dual enrollment course. Those students completed 3,042 courses. In the spring of last school year, we had 1,767 students complete 3,197 courses. So if you add that up, last year we had 6,239 completed courses. And our district invested in the future of our students in the tune of $3,248,360. So we made a big difference for these parents and gave our students a leg up in college and their future. So what does that mean? Mr. Gode, you kind of stole some of our thunder. The Mighty Panthers, as an alumni of Glen Oaks High School, I'm proud to share, as y'all already know, that our Panthers had 18 students receive an associate degree in May. And you can see those students there on the slide. Now, what about the future? They were our pilot. Where are we going in the future? Our projections for next year are 118 students will receive an associate degree if they stay on their current projection, and that's seniors only. That's not including the lower classmen. So one of the questions I received is, that's a lot of courses, and it's only 118 students, or 18 students who had an associate degree. So I wanted to explain, we have 2 tracks. We have the dual enrollment program, and we have the early college program. In the dual enrollment program, any student can earn both the high school credit and college credit at the same time by taking college courses. And you may think, well, you know, why is that important? They're not getting the degree, but why is that important? As a mother of an incoming freshman, that would mean if my student, my child did that, he can earn up to 39 general ed hours that are required in the state of Louisiana in college before you can enter your senior college. So that is a lot. That's an entire freshman year of college completed by the time they finish high school. Now, what about the early college program? We have some kids, they want to do that associate degree, which is great. So those students can potentially earn both an associate degree and a high school degree. Students take the dual enrollment courses under an associate degree track, and we have to have a partner. Our partner is Baton Rouge Community College that will confer that associate degree. Our other partners are listed on the screen, and we're always open to more partners because we're here to educate our students. So now let's look at the great work the Department of Counseling did this year. And don't worry, I have a better slide that you can see better. Mr. Cole said, Stacy, you need that slide to be a little bit better, but we have a better one. Our incoming freshmen of 25-26 will be able to earn an Academic Associate of Arts Louisiana Transfer degree in Humanities. And they'll be able to take dual enrollment courses. When we looked at the data, we found that the 99.9% of our students were on the track for this associate's degree. Prior to that, we had students who were taking courses that were not necessarily aligned to the degree. So we did some streamlining. In order for BRCC to award a degree, students must complete 15 hours of the 60, or 25% from BRCC. So students can take those hours from BRCC, take some hours from Southern, take some hours from LSU, Southeastern, and together, as long as they have those 15 hours, BRCC can confer the degree. So that's really important. So when we started this program, the district was following the college pathway. So colleges have a list of courses that students have to take to get their associate's degree. So for those of us who were in school, or those of us who have family members who are in school, let's think back. If you had to take 6 hours of social studies in college to get those gen ed courses, well, the college will give you 20 options. So we were using that list from the college where there were 20 options. And if you think about it, if the schools had that list of 20 options, that may have been a little bit more difficult to streamline and provide the full use of services. So what we did was the Department of Counseling created a course progression. And in this course progression, this is what we share with all principals, high school principals and school counselors, on what a student needs to do in order to graduate with a college degree and their high school degree. This is more technical, it's more for the school counselors. When you get a minute, take some time. If you hover over the courses, it gives you the aligned high school course. It gives you the state course code. So it helps us understand where we are. Make sure I get back to my... Amy, I think I lost it. Thank you. That's what happens when you're a little nervous and you have technology. So when we met with the principals, they said, Miss Tate, Miss Dupre, you're giving us one option. You know, we need a choice. everybody needs a choice. So we kept the first option, which we call option 1 or option A. We went back to the drawing board and also created an option B. So the schools can look at option A or option B, which are slightly different. We built out through 10th grade in option B. In the next 2 weeks, we'll have through 12th grade. We're working with BRCC to make sure either option works. This is a little bit more user-friendly chart. You can see that a little bit better. Thanks to graphic arts, because I'm more science. I'm not necessarily to make it look pretty, but they took our chart and they created something that's going to be a great poster when we get both options ready to share with schools. And everything is color-coded. For example, the items, and I apologize to anyone who's colorblind, the items that are in green, highlighted in green, those are our college courses. The items that are in blue are our high school courses that you take a LEAP 2025 test. One of the things we were charged with was to make sure students took the high school course in LEAP 2025 areas and then take the college course in other areas, because we wanted our students to be successful in their college courses. Yellow is the equivalent courses. That means these are the high school courses that align with the college courses. So there's a one-stop shop that the counselors and principals can go to and know exactly what their students need to do. And just an interesting fact, this is the first year our school counselors will be leading this charge. They have been trained, they have access, we have simulations so they can simulate what students need to do. So this is really exciting to move this work to the school counselors because they are working directly with the kids. We'll also be working with the counselors at the colleges to make sure they support us. And that is it. If there's any questions, Ms. Tate and I are ready to answer them.
Thank you so very much. And I'm happy to have stolen your thunder because you got to say it twice. Board Member Lewis. I'm sorry, Board Member Lannis. I was looking at it.
Well, I don't really have a long comment. I'll just say from the movie, Field of Dreams, if you build it, they will come. A lot of people had skepticism when we originally rolled out the plan for dual enrollment, obviously because we had for so long adapted to AP courses. But now we're starting to see the fruits of our labor, and I'm happy to see one that Glen Oaks High School led the way. We were able at the time to bring down the U.S. Secretary of Education, who literally told us that this should be the blueprint for America at the time. But to see now that we have over 100 students that are fast-tracking going to college, which is going to help not only our workforce in terms of our city, as well as our state or wherever they choose to live, but it just gives them the upper hand, and it helps their families, especially with so many changes going on around the country. It just gives their families a chance to get an upper hand. And I think this is the type of investment that EBR should continue doing. And I think we should continue to push this across the board. In fact, this should be a mandate across our state that dual enrollment should be inside of every single high school, and every student should have the opportunity, whether they choose or whether they don't choose. But the choice should be there for them to be able to decide whether or not they want to fast track the opportunity to go to college. My hat just goes off to I'll just say the former administration for putting this in place, but I also say our current administration for pushing the needle, keeping this going, and just keeping the investment where it needs to be, and that's in front of our kids. So my hat goes out to our community. Thank you, Superintendent Cole, and thank you to our board, those who were there that helped us push this through when they first did it, and even those who weren't. I just want to say this is the kind of investment we need to continue doing. Thank you.
Thank you. Board Member Powell Lewis.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the presentation. I have a question here from one of my constituents who was not able to make it today. And her question is, what will happen for the students that are going to college in science and math, that are seeking science and math degrees where the dual enrollment classes don't transfer? So could you speak to that?
So with the 39 Gen Ed hours, we are making sure we have a list of courses that they can use. So there are some science courses that are more on the humanities, but our schools will be able to also offer the science courses that will go towards the Gen Ed.
Yeah, point of information, majority of the courses that our students are taking those are prerequisite courses irregardless of what college they go to inside the state of Louisiana, correct?
Go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I love it. Be
Yes.
brief, straight and to the point. Great job, Ms.
That's why
Tate.
she's leading the work.
Great job, Ms. Tate.
Thank you. Seeing no other comments on the board, may I have a motion to approve the dual enrollment? Yes. Ms. Stewart? And do I have a second? I promised her last time. Ms. Powell Lewis. So, motion by Ms. Stewart, second by Ms. Powell Lewis. Seeing no other comments, Madam Secretary? Please
vote.
That's that stuff. That's that diligence.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Next, we go to item 6, Professional Services Kids Orchestra. Consideration request for the approval of professional services contract between the East Baton Rouge Parish School Board and Kids Orchestra in the amount of $445,000 to provide services for the Kid Orchestra after-school program for the 2025-2026 school year. Funding source, General Fund and Title IV. Again, we have no comments online, no comments on the public.
Wait, no, yes, I do.
Right, we did. Go ahead. Would you like to read it?
Yeah, I'll read it. This comment is from Paula Lachey. Not a comment. Love what we're doing with kids. Keep up the good work. Outstanding board members. That's it.
Look at that.
And I apologize, and I'll just read it, but there was a comment the same person had for the dual enrollment, and it just said, similar to what Mr. Landis, every high school in EBR was on the list except Broadmoor. Can we make a way for their seniors too?
That's inaccurate.
The principal's here.
Okay, well,
That's inaccurate.
Paula Lachey made that comment that is on the list except Broadmoor, so we're letting Miss Paula Lachey know that that's inaccurate. Thank you. Thank you.
Principal is here, Ms. Lachey. Broadmoor is included.
That's it.
Thank you. Now we're back to the Kids Orchestra. Any comments from the board? Seeing none, may I have a motion?
Oh, Mike, you're Mike.
Yes, my name is Mike. Yeah. Motion by Ms. Sule, second by Mr. Russ. Seeing no further comments, Madam Secretary, would you please conduct a vote?
Please vote. Motion carries.
Thank you. Next, item D7, Professional Services Contract, Arts Council of Greater Baton Rouge. Consideration of request for the approval of a professional services contract between the East Baton Rouge Parish School Board and the Arts Council of Greater Baton Rouge in the amount of $65,000 to provide arts integrated instruction and programming. Funding source, Title IV. No comments in the public?
Hold on, no comment.
No comments online?
Nope.
No one particularly requests to speak. So, Ms. Powell Lewis, may I have a motion?
Sure. Thank you, Mike.
Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Lannis. Seeing no further comment, Madam Secretary, would you please conduct the vote?
Please vote. Motion carries.
Thank you very much. Next, item D8, Professional Services Contract, Volunteers in Public Schools. Consideration of request for the approval of a professional services contract between the East Baton Rouge Parish School Board and Volunteers in Public Schools in the amount of $25,000 and $58,000 respectively for the Everybody Reads and Everyone Counts programs. Funding source, Title I. No public comments? Any comments from the board? May I have a motion? Motion by Mr. Russ, second by Ms. Powell Lewis. Seeing no further comments, Madam Secretary, would you please conduct a vote?
Please vote. Motion carries.
Thank you. Next, we move to item D9, Professional Services Contract, City Year. Consideration of request for the approval of a professional services contract between the East Baton Rouge Parish School Board and City Year in the amount of $390,000 to provide student success coach teams to support whole school achievement. Funding source, General Fund and Title I. No comments in the public, no comments online. Any comments by the board? I'm going to jump in the queue. I guess I have one quick question on this one. Thank you. Quick question. Which schools will we be servicing this year?
My name is Arquavius Gordon. I'm the
Thank
Managing
you.
Director of Impact, and we will be serving in Park Forest Middle, Claiborne Elementary, and Capitol Elementary. Yes.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. The rationale behind the selection of those three schools are our TAP schools that are receiving some very intensive professional development. So we were intentional to pair them with those schools because we want to make sure that our success teams are included in that PD and a part of that process. So we're training them and hopefully recruiting future educators into the profession.
Great. Thank you very much. Seeing no other comments from the board, may I have a motion? Motion by Mr. Ballou. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Lewis. Seeing no further board comments? No online comments? Madam Secretary, would you please conduct the vote?
Please vote. Motion carries.
Thank you. Moving on to item D10, Professional Service Contract, BYRC. Consideration of requests for the approval of a professional services contract between the East Baton Rouge Parish School Board and BRYC in the amount of $786,385 to provide ACT preparation, the Post-Secondary Access Program, BRYC, then CAP, advising services across 10 high schools and quarterly professional development workshops. Funding source, supplemental course allocation. No comments from the public? Now, online?
Nope.
Any comments from the board? Board Member Powell Lewis.
Thank you. I just have one question for Lucas. How are you this evening?
Good, how are
Well, I
you?
guess I have two questions then. That was one right there. The other is, you know that I have been just intensely impressed with the work of Baton Rouge Youth Coalition, including your playbook. And I just want to ask you in front of the public, will you help me and of course, you know, we've talked about this before, in getting the playbook in the hands of every incoming 11th grader in our district. We need it. We need it, whether it's to help the parents to be able to plan their transition from high school to college or even to the world of work. And I came bearing the book, you all, in the case anybody wants to take a look at it before we leave this room, because I'm going to take it home with me. I wrote my name in it. But this book is authored by Lucas, and it is a part of BRYC. And it has the support of Mastery Prep, and it's a phenomenal tool. So that's my question to you.
Did you buy it or did he give it to me?
He gave it to me.
Oh, he gave it to me? Oh, he only gave you one?
All right now.
So no, the short answer is yes. The longer answer is that this book needs an overhaul, particularly the financial aid section, because of the new FAFSA that was rolled out in 23-24. And so I just wrote a new chapter for the financial aid section that's being rolled out within the next month.
Perfect timing.
Yes, and there'll be a full rewrite actually dropping in July. But the answer on behalf of Mastery Prep is yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else? I have another question. I guess it's for Ms. Edwards. I've never seen supplemental course allocation. Could you tell us what that is as a funding source?
I think I'm going to defer to Ms. Lopez. It's funding that's provided for ACT, course choice through the state.
Oh, it's through the state?
Yeah,
Okay, that was my real
annually,
question. Where is it coming
and,
from?
We're able to utilize that funding.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yes, okay.
So you were able.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Seeing no other comments, may I have a motion? Motion by Ms. Sule. Do I have a second by Mr. Ballou? Seeing no other comments, Madam Secretary, would you please conduct the vote?
Please vote. Motion carries.
Thank you. Moving on to item D11, professional service contract, Center for High School Success. Consideration of request for the approval of professional services contract between the East Baton Rouge Parish School Board and the Center for High School Success in the amount of $196,740 to provide high-quality training, coaching, technical assistance, data support, and resources. Funding source, Title I. Any public comments from the audience? None online? Any comments from the board? Board Member Lewis.
This was a program that started at Terra High School, am I correct?
Correct.
If I had to point to one thing that helped that high school turn around, it was this program. There was a while there when everybody started talking about all the schools in EBR, Terra was the first school that came out. This program, of course, with the leadership and things that go on at Terra, this program has been instrumental in Terra doing an about face. I mean, it's one of the better high schools now of our direct run high schools. And I think this program was the genesis of that happening. So congratulations and kudos to Terra High School and the leadership at Terra High School.
I think we have a principal in the back that agrees. Thank you very much. Board Member Lannis.
I'll just be real quick. I want to piggyback off a lot of what Coach just said. Half the time when we come in here and you see the dollar amounts that goes into the allocations for schools, you don't understand the impact that it's going to give those schools, and sometimes you have to take a chance. Now, I do recall that when we first brought on the Center for High School Success, that was something that said we shouldn't have done it. There was some skepticism, but now you see the fruits of the labor of us doing it. And when you add up the small amount of money, you know, we talk about our big budget, right? And we talk about $250,000, I want to say it was a year. Look at the investment you get in return. Now a school that has been historically underperforming is now turning around. Students are excited to come to school. The principal has built excitement back inside of the school. That's a small investment for something much, much larger further down the line. And I say, if we can do it at one school, we can do it at several schools. And if we can do it at several schools, we can do it at all schools. So I lay that one at your hymn, Superintendent Cole.
Loud and clear.
Thank you.
I just wanted to say thank you for the continuation of the high school excellence program, and I wanted to give a shout out to my old principal of Bel Air, Ms. Verdi, who is the liaison with us with the high school excellence, and for continuing what was already started. We appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you, and I'm going to just jump in very quickly, echo much of what others have said, but I also want to emphasize the success, it doesn't come from programs. Success comes from leadership, and the leadership at Tara obviously has been exceptional in driving this through. And, you know, we still need that same kind of leadership across all of our high schools to make this go. And it's worked in some places have a way to go, but kudos to you and your staff, and kudos to all of those who are working with this program, because the program is great, but it takes leadership to make success. Thank you. Seeing no other comments, do I have a motion? Motion by Mr. Lewis. Second by Board President Stewart. Seeing no further comments, Madam Secretary, would you please conduct the vote?
Please vote. Motion carries.
Thank you. And I just want to add something real quick here. You know, we're going through a lot of items here with a lot of contracts, and I just want to give a brief shout out to staff and the superintendent. You know, last year we were doing many of these contracts in August, September, October. You know, this year we've really gotten the act together and doing all these, so our community partners and our business partners have the assurances of what we're going to do and how we're going to do it as we start off the school year, which should give us a much smoother start. So thank you, Superintendent. Thank you for all the staff that went into work in this. And with that, I'll be quiet and go to item D12.
Thank you.
Professional Services Contract, Humanities AMP. Consideration of request for the approval of professional services contract between the East Baton Rouge Parish School Board and Humanities AMP in the amount of $120,000 to provide curriculum and instruction, classroom support, improving schools' climate, professional development, and positive behavioral support. Funding source, general fund. Any comments from the audience? No, nobody online? Board Member Powell Lewis.
Thank you, Ms. Edwards. And as you come, if you could just provide just a bit more of clarity or information about what this particular program does?
Absolutely, and I'm going to allow Dr. Gist and Mr. Heyman to speak a little bit, but Humanities AMP is not new to EBR. It began the partnership in 2014, and I did my research. It's moved around to different high schools, and in 2022, it found a home at Tara High School. And along with, I think I've said before, success is not a singular effort. It's an effort of all the things that happen, and Humanities AMP has been one of the things that has been a driver, especially around, and I don't want to speak, I'm going to let them come, their EL population and some of the work that they've seen success there. They have volunteers that they've recruited and trained to support within the school, and then they have some additional special offerings that they have been able to do in kind. Prior to this year, there was no cost for these services, but due to funding, they aren't able to operate at the level that they have anymore. And they want to continue to work at Tara High School, but when I spoke with the superintendent, they have perfected this model at Terra, and everything is about expansion. So similar to the EL population that's at Terra, Bel Air High School also has one. So if approved this contract, they're going to work with Mr. Gordon in the fall to launch a similar effort at Bel Air, so we're able to replicate and explain the work that's happened. But I'm going to let Mr. Heyman say a little bit more.
Thank you, and thank you, Board. I would just say that everything that we've done at Terra, they've been a part of the process. They've been there the whole time. And so I think they do a really good job of getting in where they fit in. And wherever we have a need, when we look at our data, I'm never afraid to go to Humanities AMP and ask to help. And so I really want to help them achieve their vision as well for their organization. But with our EL population, we had a 13% graduation rate back in 2019, and now it's over 60. And so a lot of that was we had a great EL department, but what we weren't doing was servicing the kids in the traditional classes. And so those Adelante volunteers, they come in and they work with those kids, provide translation services, motivate them, and that's just a small percentage of what AMP does. But if y'all have any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Thank you. I believe you answered for me, but.
And I think in addition to what Mr. Heyman just said, Humanities AMP really allow for our EL students to feel comfortable while at school, to ensure they are understanding what is happening in the classroom. They also, the volunteers, provide an outlet for our EL students to have someone to talk to in their native language so that they are able to express and communicate themselves. So while we provide the instructional support for those students, we can address the needs of the whole child through the program. So as Mr. Lanny said, if we can do it at 1, we can do it at 2. So we want to expand. We know we have a large population, EL population at Bel Air High School, and we want to make sure they have that same experience while in school.
Thank you. And I'm very appreciative of you guys stating that as well, because as you talked about that EL population, that was going to be one of my comments, is that we do have Bel Air High School and possibly even Broadmoor that has high EL populations of students, and that this would be very helpful for them. So thank you.
Board Member Lewis.
And we all know that whether it's an EL kid or, the great thing about high school is the experience. If the experience is there and they enjoy going to school every day, they're going to be successful. Terra has an outstanding soccer team, an outstanding baseball team. And just look around. Who's playing soccer? Who's playing baseball? Those two extracurricular activities have been a tremendous part of the growth at Terra High School. Baseball and soccer. The experience makes getting up, going to school every day worth it. And also, they're comfortable there. And that's part of the winning formula at Terra High School. Again, thank you for all you do.
Thank you, Coach Lewis. Seeing no other comments, may I have a motion? Motion by Board President Stewart. May I have a second? Second by Board Member Lewis. Seeing no other comments, Madam Secretary, would you please conduct the vote?
Please vote. Motion carries.
Thank you. Item D13, professional service contract, Amplify. Consideration of request for the approval of a professional services contract between the East Baton Rouge Parish School Board and Amplify in the amount of $154,000 to provide M-Class intervention site licenses related to Dibbles assessment. Funding source EEF. Any comments from the public? Any comments online? Any board members wish to speak? May I have a motion? Motion by Board President Stewart. I have a second by Board Member Sule. Seeing no further comments, Madam Secretary, would you please conduct the vote?
Please vote. Motion carries.
Thank you. Item D14, Professional Services Contract, Notabel Incorporated. Consideration of a request for the approval of professional services contract between the East Baton Rouge Parish School Board and Notabel Incorporated, CAMI, in the amount of $63,315 to provide an online annotation system. Funding source, General Fund. Any comments from the public? Any comments from the board? Board Member Powell Lewis.
Thank you. I just simply wanted to share from a teacher standpoint, and Ms. Jones, you don't have to come up. Just from a teacher standpoint, what is CAMI? CAMI is where you can take a PDF and pretty much be able to add lines to be able to write or type on that actual document. If you have a tablet, you can, of course, use your stylus and write on it, or you can, if you're using a desktop or a laptop, then you can type on those documents. And so this is something that is pretty much a game changer for our students. Of course, there are many different districts in our area that use CAMI, and I just want to officially, Mr. Vice President, make my motion to approve this item.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Ballou. Seeing no further comments, Madam Secretary, would you please conduct a vote?
Please vote. Motion carries.
Thank you. Next item, D15, Professional Services Contract, Nearpod. Consideration of request for the approval of a professional services contract between the East Baton Rouge Parish School Board and Nearpod in the amount of $163,379.04 to provide K-12 supplemental curriculum platform and associated education tools and resources. Funding source, General Fund. Any comments from the public? Seeing none, any comments from the board? Board Member Powell Lewis.
Thank you. Once again, Ms. Jones, you don't have to come up. Nearpod is also a lifesaver for our teachers as well. I will just give you just one anecdotal comment, Mr. VP, just one. And it is that this is what changes the life for a teacher when there's a sub, or in the case that you have to give students differentiated lessons. The students can still follow the slideshows, and in the case that the teacher is there, he or she can stop the lesson at the appropriate time. And then for those students who might be one that works ahead or works a little bit slower than the others, it helps them to be able to go through the slideshows with interactive activities. And so this is something that we definitely need, and I would advocate for it if we had it 5 different places on the agenda. So thank you once again, everybody.
I
So
take it you
moved.
move. May I have a second? Second by Board Member Rust. Seeing no further comments, Madam Secretary, would you please conduct the vote?
Please vote. Motion carries.
Thank you. Item D16, Budget Supplement, HVAC Maintenance. Consideration of a request for the approval of a tax plan Proposition 1 budget supplement request to allow for additional funding in the amount of $29,637,880.96 to fund HVAC maintenance contract and to send to the Oversight Committee for approval. Do you have any comments from the public? Any comments from the board? Would you like to speak, sir? Yeah. Board Member Lannis.
Yeah, just a quick question. It's nothing crazy. Because I'm seeing the dollar amount, but this is going to be reoccurring every year for over the course of 5 years?
No, sir. This is to ensure the 29 million is there through the end of 29
Gotcha.
to ensure that those HVAC services are provided for those HVAC.
Could have stopped at 2029, Superintendent Cole. I thank you.
Any other comments from board members? Seeing none, Madam Secretary, would you please conduct the vote? Oh, we need a motion. I'm sorry. So moved by Mr. Lannis. Seconded by Board President Stewart. Now, Madam Secretary, would you please conduct the vote?
Please vote. Motion carries.
Thank you. We move to item D17, Professional Services Contract, School Board, and the following. ENFRA MMC LLC in the amount of $1,702,392. B, Corporate Mechanical Contractors Incorporated in the amount of $1,803,444. And C, Star Service Incorporated of Baton Rouge in the amount of $4,542,900 to provide facility HVAC maintenance to secure qualified service providers capable of maintaining and, where necessary, upgrading outdated HVAC equipment across district facilities. Any public comments? No online comments? Board comments? Board Member Lewis.
This is tied to item 16, correct? Okay. Just making sure.
Yes, sir.
Board Member Lewis made the motion. Board Member Lannis is the second. And I will jump in the queue very quickly. Board Superintendent Cole, you and I have talked about this. You know, one of the things that we haven't been doing is investing in upgrading equipment. You know, this is to keep the stuff we got running. Right. This doesn't invest in new equipment to replace outdated equipment. So one of the things in the next couple of months or whatever, I'd hope that we can do some things that we may need to dip into one time to get into some of our general fund balance and spend some money to upgrade some of the equipment where it's continually failing. Like you were talking about in your wing at your school, I know Sherwood Middle has a bunch of issues in some of their HVAC things. So recognize this is a maintenance contract, but there's probably some money we need to spend coming up to actually go in and replace equipment. Mr. Shamlin.
Yes, Vice President Gode, I believe the increased amount, some of that will go towards equipment replacement. That's one of the reasons why we're asking the board to approve that additional amount. Those contracts are going to allow them to do some replacements.
Thank you. Seeing no further questions or comments from the board, Madam Secretary, would you please conduct the vote?
Please vote. Motion carries.
Thank you. Moving on to item D18, consideration or special counsel. Consideration of request for the approval of a resolution regarding the retention of Phelps Dunbar LLP as special counsel for the East Baton Rouge Parish School Board and related matters. Any comments from the public? No online comments. Any comments from the board?
No, but I got a motion.
Board Member Stewart.
Motion.
Make the motion. I didn't know if you wanted to change the motion. Second by Mr. Lannis. Seeing no other requests for comments, Madam Secretary, would you please conduct the vote?
Please vote. Motion carries.
Thank you. Item D19, White Hills Lease, Geo Academies, Louisiana Incorporated. Consideration of request to approve a lease with Geo Academies, Louisiana Incorporated in the amount of $23,333 per month for 12 months to use the former White Hills Elementary facility to operate a Type 2 charter school. Any comments from the public? Any comments online? No comments online. Any comments from the board?
Motion.
Motion by Board President Stewart. Do I have a second? Second by Board Member Rust. Any further comments from the board? Seeing none, Madam Secretary, would you please conduct the vote?
Please vote. Motion carries.
Thank you. Item 20, 2024-2025. I think that is a misprint. It should be 2025-2026. Student Rights and Responsibilities Handbook and Discipline Policy. Consideration of request for the approval of the Student Rights and Responsibilities Handbook and Discipline Policy for the 2025-2026 school year for the East Baton Rouge Parish School System with noted changes. Any comments from the public? You have a comment? Would you please state your name and fill out a card when you're done? Thank you.
I apologize. I wanted to keep my mouth shut until the last motion was passed. My name's Kevin Teasley. I'm the founder of GEO Foundation, GEO Academies. I just want to thank the board, and I actually want to shout out Mr. Gilbert, Mr. Shamlin, and your superintendent for being so generous and gracious and working with us on this lease. I think your superintendent is setting a national model that we need to celebrate the cooperation between traditional schools and charter schools. I celebrate this man for what he did. He moved heaven and earth to help us, and not just us, but the kids that we serve. We all serve. So I look forward to this partnership with EBR, and I thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Teasley. I appreciate the kind words.
So, you have a what?
We have a board.
So we're on item 20, board comments. Board Member Soule.
Yes, I served on the handbook committee, and I was unable to make the last meeting that they just had, which they went over the final changes. And so today, Dr. Silas and Mr. Shamlin and I met, and there was one thing that I asked that we change on that. And so I want to make a motion to approve, but I want to make an addition. So when it talks about, and Mr. Shamlin, jump in if I don't have the wording correct, but when it talks about how consequences will go when a child is having a problem at school. So for example, it says like, first the teacher will, I don't have the exact wording in front of me, but the teacher will make a nonverbal correction, then they'll make a verbal correction, then they'll have a student-teacher conference. After that, it was supposed to go to taking privileges away, and then there was another step, and then it was contact parents. I asked that we moved contact parents above taking privileges away. So it would read like this: motion to approve with the addition of clarifying language under section 10, making item F the new item D, and then continuing in progression with the remaining items and requiring 2 attempts to contact parents prior to the loss of privileges. So whether that be through email or call, but they have to try at least 2 different ways to get in touch with parents before losing privileges.
We have it.
You have all that already?
Yes, sir.
We met. I made sure we had it all correct.
Okay.
I'll read the motion back to make sure it's accurate.
Okay.
Motions to approve with the addition of clarifying language under section 10, making items F the new item D, and then continuing in progression with the remaining items and requiring 2 attempts to contact parents prior to the loss of privileges.
Yes, and I think also Dr. Silas mentioned adding an asterisk at the end of that page,
Okay.
just to make sure that it was stated that they had to be contacted at least twice, in 2 different forms of contact.
So we'll say with proper notation.
Yes.
Yep.
Thank you, and I will assume that's your form of a motion.
Yes, that's my
Okay.
motion to approve with the addition.
Thank you. Board Member Rust.
Thank you. I'll second that motion. I had a couple of just questions and comments about 2 items on the updated rights and responsibilities. One, so reading in, let's see, because these notes we have aren't, it's kind of hard to see what section we're in, but it has to do with diabetes care and related health services. So I see we have some new language about their term UDCAs, which designate school employees to act instead of a nurse in terms of children with diabetes diagnoses. I guess my question would be, is this primarily like a legal or is this more of a CYA in this, or is this something that we're doing as more of an operational change necessity? I guess tell me, you fill in the blanks.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Vicki Silas. I am the Administrative Director of Compliance and Policy, and I'm happy to be back. So I wanted to also mention this is a recommendation from our nursing supervisor, who happens to work under the direction of Ms. Stacy Dupre, and she recommended that we put this language in there so that we can shore up any of the areas that were kind of loose in our procedures.
Okay. I bring that up not because I think it's great that we would have trained staff that can work with these kids, because any child with diabetes, if there's an issue, they need to be able to receive care very quickly and attentively by trained adults. But I bring this up because when we approved moving our nursing program in-house, these are the types of things that I would be concerned about being put on the load of our administrative staff. And I sat in the dais and I said, by approving bringing a very limited number of school nurses in-house in our nursing program, that administrative staff would be asked to do more and more and more. And this is a result of that decision. I would ask our superintendent to look closely at these types of operational decisions in our staffing, in our nursing program. I've spent the past year talking with administrators, students, parents, even my own kids, coming home and telling me there's rarely a nurse at their school. And when they have an injury or they see a kid with an injury, it's a staff member treating it or putting a Band-Aid on that bobo. And I think that we have a real gap in the care that our kids should receive that primarily was administered by CNAs across the board in our administration. So I would really ask that we look at how we're handling issues like this and not putting these types of responsibilities on our administrative staff. I don't think this is a bad idea to make sure that we have trained adults to handle these types of issues, but this is a result of the decisions we made as a board to do that. The other item I wanted to ask about, give me a moment while I get to it. Under Section 6, Parent and Family Engagement and Education, I noticed that we have removed the requirement requiring each school to conduct an annual, it was quoted, an annual town meeting, and I would just love to hear about, I guess, the change and why that was removed.
So that change came about because the schools do not have a town hall meeting, so the verbiage was not the appropriate term. So then the supervisor of that area recommended we take that out to allow them then to just say meetings, not necessarily town hall meetings, because schools do not conduct town hall meetings.
Yeah, I know generally, a school would have a meeting for the school, the parents and the students, and that was required every year. And usually, as a parent of kids in the school system, I'd see that at the beginning of the year school meeting, and there were certain things required to be talked about. I just want to make sure that's not going away.
No, sir, it's just the word town hall meetings are going away.
Understood. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Dupree, would you like to address the other subject, or?
Not necessary. We're just going to look into it, and then we'll provide Mr. Russ with an update.
Okay, thank you. Seeing no other comments, we have a amended motion by Ms. Sule and a second by Board Member Rust. Any other comments? Seeing none, Madam Secretary, would you please conduct a vote?
Please vote. Motion carries.
Thank you. We move to item D21, policy JCDAE, electronic telecommunication device. Consideration of request for the approval of the policy JCDAE, electronic communication device. Any comments from the public? Seeing none. Any comments from the board? Seeing none, may I have a motion by by President Stewart? Do I have a second? Second by Board Member Lewis. Seeing no further comments, Madam Secretary, would you please conduct the vote?
Please vote. Motion carries.
Thank you. Moving on to item D22, litigation, consideration of a request for the approval of the recommendation from Gwen Shamlin, General Counsel, East Baton Rouge Parish School Board, in the matter of Myrema Clifton versus East Baton Rouge Parish School Board, docket number 23-02759 and 24-00705, District 5, and related matters. There's a possibility there would be an executive session under provisions of Louisiana Revised Statutes 4217A2 to discuss the following matter. Are there any public comments? SIG 22, yes.
District 5.
Don't ask me to pronounce the name again.
No online.
No online comments. Any comments or questions from the board?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Rust, second by Board President Stewart. Any further comments? Seeing none, Madam Secretary, would you please conduct the vote?
Please vote. Motion carries.
Thank you. Item D23, litigation. Consideration request for the approval of a recommendation from Gwen Shamlin, General Counsel, East Baton Rouge Parish School Board, in the matter of Edwards and others versus East Baton Rouge Parish School Board, LDE log number 34-H-18 DAL docket number 2024-0707 DOE, IDEA, and related matters. Any comments from the public? Seeing none, there are no comments online. Any questions or comments from the board?
You got one there?
Board Member Lannis.
Yeah, I just want to say the nerve of you, Mike. It's 6:35, and you just went through 23 items, 22, the nerve of you. The nerve.
Yes.
My
I
gosh.
like the way this is being.
I move.
I second.
That's right. Well, before we vote on this item, I do want to thank the superintendent and the staff for giving us timely information and giving us time to be able to digest these items as they come through. And I want to compliment my fellow board members for taking the time and doing their homework before they came to the meeting and asking questions prior to the meeting so we can move this smoothly. With that, Madam Secretary, would you please conduct a vote?
Please vote.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Move to item E, next meetings and dates. The regular meeting will be held on July 17th, 2025 at the Central Office Boardroom, and the Committee of the Whole meeting will be held on August 7th, 2025 at the Central Office Boardroom. Board Member Lewis.
Just one, before I bang the counter, just a moment of personal privilege for everyone out there watching in the greater Mid-City area on Saturday at 5550 Florida Boulevard. There will be a community gathering at the Mid-City, Belfair Mid-City Baptist Church. Please come out. There'll be tons of information, just so many things for people in the community to enjoy. And it will be part of our Thrive ministry. With that, we are...
One more point of privilege. I just wanted to let everyone know that there is a free loaded backpack giveaway this Saturday at Woodlawn Middle that starts at 9 o'clock until all supplies giveaway. So there are about 1,500 backpacks that'll be loaded with supplies that are going to be given away by the Sheriff's Department. So we want to thank them, and we want everybody, those persons, to come out and benefit off the free backpack giveaway. All right, Coach.
And we will have food trucks, and EBR will be there with all kind of great information. We are adjourned.